Welcome everybody to Shed End Blues. That's right, I am back again. It's time to do the Arsenal Chelsea review. That's right, it was Arsenal 3, Chelsea 1. Sorry I couldn't do a review yesterday. I spent Christmas at the mother-in-law's. Her Wi-Fi is dreadful. I planned to do a whole watch along, everything there. Got there, found out, the Wi-Fi is terrible. Couldn't do it. It wasn't going to work. So I thought I'd just save the review for today. I'll give you a little preview for the Villa game as well. So let's start with yesterday, shall we? And the abysmal performance that we witnessed. For minute one, we started okay, I felt. We started off, it was all right. It was quite even, I felt, for most of the first half. But the chances and the luck went to Arsenal's way. Some players really were slow in the first half, just didn't seem up for it at all. Other players tried. Again, Werner played out of position, which was a disappointment for me. I don't know why he continues to play him on the left wing. I'm getting very frustrated with that. And then when Arsenal got the penalty, and yes, Reece, it was a penalty for me. Yes, it was soft, and it could have gone the other way. But when you allow a player to get that side of you, it shouldn't have happened in the first place. You shouldn't have allowed him to get there. And you try and make a challenge, and you touch him, he's going to go down. So one of those refs are going to give some days they're not. It was a penalty though. And we went 1-0 down. And then from them, Arsenal were in the ascendancy for me. They looked like the better side towards the end of the first half. And then they got that free kick. And what a free kick it was. I've got to give Xhaka applaud for that. It was a great free kick. Mendy may have been a little bit out of position for it. He was beaten, basically. 2-0 down. And it went into half-time and we were shocking. And then he made a couple of changes at half-time. I was happy to see Callum Hudson-Odoi come on. Jorginho, wasn't too thrilled about, really. He played okay, Jorginho, in the second half. Didn't do really much, apart from miss a penalty at the end. Hudson-Odoi was a shining light in the second half for us. He tried to do stuff. Finally, he got himself an assist. That was too late for us. The other players turned up in the 87th, 88th minute, and so we looked like we were going to do something once we finally scored a goal. The third goal for Arsenal, I think he meant it, That was a great goal. That Saka lad is amazing. For Arsenal, I thought they were amazing yesterday. Better team, deserved the win. The players out there, they showed heart, desire, a want to win for their manager. Our players had nothing of that. We were poor throughout. I can only see two players for us that really stood out. One was Pulisic. The other was Hudson-Odoi when he came on. Let's run through the team and I'll give you... Let's talk about, the team. And I'll give you my ratings for each player and how I felt they played. Mendy in goal. He did okay, really. He didn't do much wrong. The pass out that he gave straight away to Lacazette was a weak moment for him. Maybe, like I said, he was at fault for the free kick. He should have been better positioned for it. But apart from that, I can't really think of much else he did wrong. So I'd give him a basic 5. Right back, Reece James, for me, wasn't fit enough to be playing. But Lampard chose him, and I think that was the wrong decision in my opinion. Didn't have a good game. I'd give him a 4. Zuma did all right. Didn't do much wrong. I'd give him a 5, basic. Same for Thiago Silva. 1 second, dude. 1 second. I'll send someone the link to come in. I'm doing it now. Cheers to the Christmas tree looking good, yeah. At least that is. Got the Chelsea baubles. Oh, what did I do there? 1 second. There you go. Yeah. Where was I? Chilwell, again, I didn't think he looked fully fit yesterday. Did okay, didn't do much wrong. But just wasn't himself going forward. Wasn't very good, same as Reece James. I'd give him a 4. The midfield lost the battle yesterday completely. Kovacic was bad from the start and rightly got subbed. I would have preferred Gilmore coming on to Jorginho, though, in my opinion. And I'd give Kovacic a 3. Kante was not at his best. I'd give him a 4. He lost the battle. In midfield. Mount started off well, but faded like a cloud of smoke, basically. Was there from the beginning and slowly dispersed. He had a good chance with that free kick where he hit the post, but he's looking tired, Mason Mount, and I think maybe he could do with a rest. Gave the ball away a lot in the second half and went missing, really. Up top, Werner on the left is not working, and I don't want to see it anymore. I don't need it, don't want to see it, don't want to hear it, don't want to hear about it. For me, play someone else. The guy needs to be put down the middle or on the bench. It's that simple. Up top or on the bench, Lampard, from now on. The experiment of trying to play him out wide clearly doesn't work, and it hasn't worked. So let's put him out wide, shall we? I'd give him a 3. Rightfully got taken off. He was poor. Being nice, a 3. That's being nice. Abraham, I thought he did okay. He battled, he tried. But for me, he's not a target man, really. Someone you can whip the ball in. He's not going to win many headers. He's not great at heading the ball. It's been clear. He's better with the ball either played into his feet or behind. In behind, maybe. He's not the sort of player that's going to win a ball in the air and score with his head that much. It's not going to happen. And it doesn't. You're going to have to drive those balls into him, let him get into those positions. And he was poor. He tried. It wasn't good enough. I'd give him a 4. Pulisic, again, played out of position on the right. Everybody, every Chelsea fan knows, and a lot of other people know, Pulisic's best, most effective position on the pitch is on the left wing. And if you're not going to play him there, just like Timo Werner, you might as well just put him on the bench. There's no point to him. He didn't do much. Finally, I'd give him a basic 5. He was one of our better players. He tried. A 5 for me, overall. Callum Hudson-Odoi came on at half-time. Was our best player. Simple. And deservedly, Lampard said he's going to get chosen for the Villa game, and he deserves to get chosen for the Villa game. He actually tried. Looked like he wanted to win. That's what really annoyed me about yesterday. No one really wanted to win. There was no desire, no fight, no determination. That really pissed me off. And you could see it in Lampard in his post-match interview. He was fucking fuming. And he had every right to be. Because being a Chelsea player, it doesn't matter about what you win. It's about your fucking work. Work hard. And then you'll get the joy, the results afterwards. It was the diabolical way we played yesterday. Absolutely diabolical. And I'm looking for a response in the Villa game from these players. And if they don't respond, they can get the fuck out. I am not Lampard out. I want the players that aren't going to work, put in a shift, they can get out. All you feeble fans that are turning on Lampard on social media, get the fuck out. We don't need you at this club. We need people who are going to pull together for the next year or two. Lampard hasn't really had a full season yet. Hasn't had a proper season. First season, we had a transfer ban. And he had to work with what he had. This year, he's playing in one of the hardest seasons for anyone. No pre-season, no nothing. What has he got to do? It's going to be tough. Give the guy time. At least give him to the end of his contract, and then we see where we are from there. Have we improved? Have we not? Then what do we do? Anyway, we've got someone coming to join us. Let's see what he thought about the Arsenal game, shall we? How are you doing? You all right? Can you hear me?
I'm all good, sir. How are you?
Yeah, I'm all good
Well,
now. After
hope you had a
yesterday, I had to
wonderful
go on.
Christmas.
I did. How was yours? Was yours okay?
All good too. All good too. Well, the opposition fan is going to be Aston, the Arsenal guy. Yeah,
Okay.
I sent him a link already. Okay. So basically about yesterday, that was a terrible first half. Terrible first
Yeah.
half. I don't think I've seen us play like that in a really long time since last season, I guess. We've been lackadaisical in play sometimes, but first half wasn't typical Chelsea this season. Seemed like Chelsea of last season.
Yeah.
So I think we were better in second half, but first half was really where damage was done. Little details here changes games. Obviously, we know that. Like the penalty, I felt that was harsh. But after that, after the penalty, we could have done better and leveled up our game. We considered the free kick. Xhaka got a goal. I think Frank made the right substitutions, bringing Jorginho on, bringing Odoi on, Martin Odoi. But then I don't get the overreaction from fans. I think we're overreacting
Yeah.
about Frank Lampard going out, Frank Lampard out. I don't understand. You don't do that. You don't change projects every now and then.
Yeah. You have
Good
to
evening,
have.
Abib.
Hello, Habib. And thank you for coming on. Can you hear us?
I can hear you. Can
Yeah.
you hear
Yeah.
me?
Yeah. We can hear you. Thank you for coming on. Um,
Yes, my pleasure.
as an Arsenal fan, what did you think of the game yesterday?
Um, I would say the way Mikel Arteta actually wants to play was the way we played football yesterday. I would say, because apparently he's been saying he wants to play a 4-3-3 formation. Really, what's been played at Manchester City, and then he's coming to the club, found out he's got a bunch of players that are not good enough. They really decided to play a 3-4-3 system just to show what he's got basically because they are not good enough to play 4-3-3 system. And then he's coming done a bit of wonders to get the FA Cup and then get the Community Shield. And then it's gone downhill because the players decided not to turn up for the games. After the game against United at Old Trafford, that was like the only winning like in 11 games. We've lost 8, drawn 2, won 1. And it's been really terrible. He's been an Arsenal fan right now. He's just getting used to pain and sad because we're actually supposed to be a big club apparently, but we are not at the moment. And the likes of Aston Villa, Wolves, Leicester City, having clubs like that being around the top 6, top 7 is quite something. Regarding Chelsea, I quite think that Chelsea actually have a good squad, but I think Lampard is um, Lampard is actually making some mistakes. I feel um, Timo Werner. I'm not quite sure. Um, I'm not quite sure he should be starting like week in week out for now because
Oh yeah.
he's, he's been having he's been finding it quite difficult to score goals at the moment. And then I feel looking at the way Odin Odoi came into play yesterday, whenever he got on the ball, I was quite terrified, thinking that what's he gonna do now? He looked really dangerous on the ball, even if he literally was so direct to get in, beat his man. He literally was up against TNE, and he did a really good job to get past TNE to get in that cross to Abraham, and that was like a good goal for me. I would say Timo needs to get benched for now, and Pulisic
Yeah.
needs to get the start on the left hand side. And then on the right hand side, it should be since the CH squad is injured for now. I think although he should get the nod. And then Kai Havertz is a natural attacking midfield player. He should be behind the striker. Havertz will never fit into a 4-3-3 system flat. He will never fit into that kind of system
Nah.
ever. It's not just. I look at his play, and it reminds me of Mesut Ozil when he got into Arsenal. He really had that body language of a thing, like I don't care about the game together playing. And Havertz has got that kind of body language as well. He's not yet physical enough for the league. It's not. It loses the ball quite easily in possession as well. People find it quite easy to go past Havertz. I like Havertz personally, but I feel if he's going to be used at all, then you're going to have to play a 4-2-3-1 system. He needs to play in behind the striker to get the best out of a player like that. He's got this technical bit of him, and just to utilize that, he's just got to be in behind the striker. He needs to be feeding the balls in behind the likes of. I don't know. I feel when I could play up top, but looking at the EPL being really physical, excluding teams that play like really highlight football, I think that's the only. Those are the only teams that when I would like really have a few day, I would say. But like teams with a deep block team, you've got them bogey defenders like Tarkowski and me, the Burnley team. Teams like that will not really leave a lot of space in behind for you to run in. The only player in the EPL that I would say that finds his way around, whether deep block or high line, and has got that place is Jamie Vardy. No player in the EPL for me has got that bit of it's got that bit of instinct. It's got that bit of all-round play. I would say it's got all of that into his play, and I would say he's got that experience as well playing for Leicester City. So for Chelsea Football Club, I think some people say that Lampard is done this year, done that. Looking at the team he fielded against us, initially ahead of the game, I wasn't confident of the game. I would say, although I felt that we're probably not going to lose the game. I really thought we're not going to lose the game. The highest we're going to get from the game was a draw. Because I know that Arsenal could be on the bad run, but when it comes to Chelsea, we're probably going to turn up. And then it just the first 5 minutes of the game, and it was all Arsenal getting into. It was like the intensity I haven't seen in like about 8 games was shown in 5 minutes of the game against Chelsea. And I was a bit surprised. Where is this coming from? The constant press from Lacazette, even Smith Rowe. I wasn't expecting to see Arteta being stubborn. He's been really stubborn using Willian. Willian hasn't done fuck all, I would say.
Yeah, Willian hasn't been good enough for a couple of seasons now. He's been on the decline, and I can't believe Arsenal actually bought him. Smith Rowe is.
I would say, go on.
Yeah, Smith Rowe for me is an absolute baller. I think he's going to be one of, if you keep him and build a team around him, Saka, Martinelli, those 3 players yesterday looked absolutely amazing. Tierney as well, very good. Ainsley Maitland-Niles, I think, is a very good player as well. I don't know why he's not playing more for Arsenal. You've got some really good up-and-coming young players, and those are the ones they should be focusing on. Maybe throwing in like a couple of experienced players like Lacazette. I thought had a good game yesterday. Even Pablo Mari at the back impressed me. I thought he played really well. I'd like to see him get a few more games for Arsenal and see how he does this season.
Well, he's going to get a few more games. So go on, Munir.
Yeah, I feel Arsenal is a really good team. When I say really good, I don't mean good enough for the top 4.
Yeah.
But in and around, I really feel they have. Yeah, I really feel they have a better. They have a better team than Leicester City, than the Wolves. I feel they have a better first team than those guys, not necessarily old squad. But then I felt again we made Arsenal look better than they normally have been this season. Going into that game, Lampard said something in his press conference that when teams are in bad moments, when we go into games with them, we don't go with the intensity. We don't try to kill them off. We allow them build up confidence against us, and then it hurts us in the end. And I really don't see why your manager comes out to say that, and then we started the game against Arsenal like we did. The way we started the game against Arsenal was really poor, and in 5 minutes, you could really see that these guys were up for it. This is a London derby. You can't go in like that. You don't. There are games that yeah, you need a bit of motivation, and then Chelsea players need some kind of motivation because we kind of turn up in big game. This was a big game for us, and the fact that most of us going into that game were a tad bit scared because we know our Chelsea side. When we play against teams that are on a bad run, we seem to let them off, and it was so annoying to watch yesterday. About Kai Havertz, I think Abib made a really good point. But basically, I don't think Chelsea can play 4-2-3-1 right now without signing Declan Rice. I don't think we really have the um, midfield players to sit with Kante in there. When I look at players we could use as the double pivot, at the start of last season, we started with the double pivot of Jorginho and Kovacic. It worked for some time, but then ever since Kante came back, one thing is Kante has to play. He's a world class player. Kante did not work well with Kovacic. Neither is he working well with Jorginho. Jorginho, who I don't think has a long time future at Chelsea. So looking at somebody that can sit with Kante in there, would Mason Mount do that? I think the form of Mason Mount is a really big problem for Kai Havertz
All
too.
we've got is Billy Gilmore, really. He's the only one who
Exactly,
could
we
maybe.
have we have Billy. True. But then is Lampard ready to put him in there and just
Yeah,
let these other guys with so much experience and players that give so much in the 4-3-3 formation like Kovacic and Mount. You know, Havertz, I really did not see the point of his signing, excluding the fact that he has a really high ceiling as a player for potential. Looks like he's going to be one of the best in future. But for a club like Chelsea, I felt we didn't really need him. But now he's coming and it's kind of creating a bit of confusion and unsettling the lineup a bit because, yeah, like Habib said, he's going to be better as a number 10.
yeah.
For Timo, spot on, he shouldn't be starting right now, let's be honest.
His confidence is gone, isn't it? Completely gone.
It is. He loses the ball. Seems like he knows it's going to. It seems like he goes into the game knowing nah, I'm not going to do well today. The last time I
Yeah,
saw that was Alvaro Morata, and it seems very
yeah,
depressing to see that. You can't play football this way. And yeah, it worked for some time. When Timo on the left, having Tammy. Tammy was really good yesterday. I felt he did really well for us.
yeah. I thought
But
he worked
then,
hard.
yeah, it did. He really worked well. So right now, Timo cannot really start for Chelsea, honestly. Pulisic, you don't take away the ability of Pulisic and his cutting edge, his creativity, the dribbling he brings to Chelsea, and take that away from the left and switch him out on the right where he doesn't really have so much attacking edge as he does on the left. Although yesterday was really impressive, I think he has been getting better as the season has been going on. Honestly, we can't blame Lampard so much for not starting him because sometimes he seems to be off a whole lot. But yesterday's game, he deserves to start against Aston Villa. Tammy
Yeah,
Abraham needs to play as a centre forward. Olivier Giroud needs to play as a centre forward. Right now, I love Timo Werner, but he has no space in this team, honestly. The season is long and he's going to get his chances. He's going to play a whole lot more. Yeah? I said the season is long and the
go on.
season is quite long and it's going to get games to play. So right now, that's not our best. It's not in our best lineup. But sticking with the game yesterday, I think we were awful till we came out in the second half, where
Yeah,
Pulisic switched to the left. Although he seemed to be really running at defenders, it seemed like he was up for it. Tammy seemed he wasn't great. He played well enough, and I saw the passion in him. He was losing. Sometimes he lost the ball, and he seemed like he was annoyed or angry at himself. He seemed to have passion for it. Rich James, I don't know. Rich James Chilwell, I'm not sure. Kind of got the feeling that they were injured, and then he starts them. But for him to start them, I feel like they would have been fit enough. So I'm not blaming Lampard for that. I'm not going to do that. Thiago and Zuma, I don't think they particularly did so much wrong. Arsenal was just really sharp.
Yeah.
Things could have changed when we got the penalty. Jorginho's technique infuriates me, and I don't know why some people would
Yeah.
not. You,
I don't know why.
if you're, I really don't get it. If you're a goalkeeper and you're smart enough to wait for him to make the first move, most
Yeah.
of the time you get the ball. And I
Yeah.
really don't understand why people back him and say, "Oh, we got an agenda against him." This is no agenda. We want our club to do well. You can't take penalties like that.
Not at that point in the game when we need a goal to maybe worry the Arsenal, make them a bit more nervous in those last few minutes.
Honestly,
Anything
we
could
could have
happen.
got him back in the game with that goal. He did the same thing against Liverpool. One put Liverpool a man down,
Yeah.
and we
Yeah.
gave him a penalty, and he did that too.
Why is he
You
allowed back
don't, you
on
don't
them?
take penalties like that. He doesn't even need to take penalties. He's, he's
There were nine other
still.
players on that pitch that could have
Timo
taken
Werner
a
wasn't on
penalty
the
better.
pitch, so yeah.
Thiago Silva could have taken that penalty better than he did.
Well,
Mason Mount could have taken that penalty. Tammy Abraham could have taken that penalty. Hudson-Odoi could have taken that penalty. There's so many other players on that pitch that could have
I think
smashed that into the back of the net. But no, they let him do his hop, skip,
we
and
can all
jump.
say that now. We can.
Yeah,
I
I
think we
know.
can all say that now because he's missing them now. When he
Yeah,
wasn't missing them
I
last
just don't
season.
like the way he takes penalties. I don't like it.
No, I don't too. I really don't. I really don't. I don't.
Bruno,
Yeah.
he takes that exactly like Bruno Fernandes. For
I
United.
think I don't know who invented the technique, but it is a terrible technique. And I feel if I was a goalkeeper, I'm going to make really good saves against Bruno Fernandes and against Jorginho. Because I feel I need to wait for them. And if I am big and strong and I can really move my body and I got good reflexes, I feel I'm going to take the penalties all day. Because that was a poor penalty. You don't take penalties like that in a pressure situation. Put your foot through it and then shoot. I don't
Yeah.
know why I did that. I'm really infuriated. I couldn't watch any football today. I couldn't watch any game today because I don't understand how we can lose against that Arsenal team. It doesn't get worse than that for me. I am not Frank Lampard out. I love Frank. I feel he is learning on the job. Ole is learning on the job. Arteta is learning on the job. But then I can't wrap my head around the fact that we lost to Arsenal. I really can't.
It's just, yeah, the players didn't turn up yesterday. That's the way I see it. There was just no fight from them. Didn't want to work for each other. Didn't want to run for each other. Arsenal players did, and I think
Arsenal players did.
I think this game was coming for Arsenal. The last couple of games I've watched Arsenal, they've been quite unlucky. I felt
Yeah.
against the
Yeah.
game against Everton, I thought they were unlucky not to get something out of that game. The couple of games where they've had
Southampton too.
players, yeah, they've got a draw and they had a player sent off. I thought they did okay there. I think,
Yeah.
it was
That's the
coming.
problem.
This performance.
That's the problem with the squad players. I don't understand how they keep losing their heads. How do you keep getting a red card? How do you keep getting sent off game after game? Pepe did that shit against Leeds United and then got sent off. Xhaka did the same. Who else got sent off again? I think they were about 3. You know you're playing bad as a team, and then you're putting your team players, your teammates under immense pressure by getting sent off. What are you doing?
Yeah, it's the more experienced players that are letting Arsenal down, I think, at the moment, rather than the younger ones.
It's insane for the fans watching that, knowing that we go again. A player sent off. Now we have to defend. What we have to hope for is a draw. It's so sad. Losing the run has been so pathetic. It's been so just they don't give a shit. The players, half of the squad needs to be sold. They need to go. They're just so bad. I look at Aston Villa and I'm like, Aston Villa have got. They literally spent good money for like players like Oli Watkins. They got players like Grealish. They got players like Bertrand Traore. They got some good players and they're doing quite alright. Like it's not like Aston Villa are a bigger club than Arsenal Football Club, but still they put in 100% in each game, and you see the result in there. Crystal Palace yesterday Crystal Palace yesterday against Aston Villa yesterday was Aston Villa were a man down. They were leading 1-0, but were a man down. and they scored 2 more goals after the way went down. It says a lot about the team.
Yeah.
It says a lot about the team.
Yeah, for me, work rate and hard work comes first before skill.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it showed yesterday the work rate of Arsenal won it the game for them, I think.
I've not seen that. Sorry, Javier, go on.
No, that's all good. Oh, that game yesterday was terrible, man. But as you could just see, like, they didn't even get off the bus. Like, they thought, I don't know if you guys ever played before, but it's like when you know you're playing a team that you could possibly beat, you feel like you got the game on in your mind before you actually go out there. So it's like you start playing like sluggish, and then when that team score, you're like, yo, what's going on? And that creates frustration. But we didn't even like wake up. We didn't even, and I also think that Reece James was playing hurt. He did not look 100%. Like, normally he's first to those second balls that are dropping in the midfield, like not in the midfield, but even the defense. And it's like he looked second best. Chilwell didn't even look like himself either. It looked like he was still playing like on a hurt foot and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And it looks like even one game out right now, you can see your match fitness your match sharpness goes down. You know what I mean? The guys weren't sharp at all. And then it's like Werner, I feel like there's a lot mentally going on. Like, he's in his own head right now. He's seriously lacking confidence. So that's bugging him. And he's not, like, if you look, they did an analysis. He wasn't even tracking back his runner. And Arsenal were creating 2v1s on the sides all the time. That's what, kind of led to Reece James's penalty. Like, they were over flooding that side all the time. You know what I mean? And by the time, Arsenal are 2 up, we're just like, oh, what hit us? And we just leave ourselves a mountain decline. I feel like we are the worst playing a team that is in danger, because that team that desperately needs a point, we always go in with a complacent mindset. I don't know if it's with the youth in the side that got to learn from experience that you got to show up no matter what, that you're just not Chelsea and you're not just going to come on the field and win. You got to be prepared to work hard and have energy. And that's what I feel what happened yesterday.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Spot on. I agree with you.
So what do we do now for Aston Villa? How would you line up? What would you change?
I would definitely change. Warner cannot start on the left wing.
Yep.
Cannot. He can if he does, I'm gonna ask serious questions. I'm actually Lampard in because I'm tired of us firing and hiring managers.
Yes.
It's a toxic cycle.
Yeah,
you can see it in our fan base. Like, they're so used to firing everybody out. Like, when things don't go right, the thing they want out. And that's how we are in our success. It's like we win a trophy one year, we do really well, and then next year we do bad. And that's because of the high fire nature. We got to sustain this. But at the same time, again, Lampard, I know he's learning on the job, but he's a smart guy. He's been playing the game. I feel like he should pick up that Warner cannot be playing on the wing, especially after the performances. You know what I mean? That he's had. And Callum Hudson-Odoi looked like his old self yesterday when he came on.
Yeah.
I know he did assist, but there's this time I think he switched to the left wing and he picked up the ball and he started to drive run at him. You know what I mean? And you could tell Bellerin was backing up and feared what Callum Hudson-Odoi was gonna do. So I feel like he has to start. If we're gonna go 4-3-3, it has to be him and Puley. You know what I mean, on the wing. And I would definitely, even though I would definitely still play Abraham this game.
Oh yeah.
Because with Villa's defense, you still want to stretch these guys because Giroud's too one-dimensional. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so that's my front three. In the middle, I would definitely go. It might be controversial, but I would definitely start Havertz. I would definitely do Havertz, Conte, and Mount. The reason why I would start Havertz is because, yesterday, he was on the pitch, and I felt like he was doing some good stuff. You know what I mean? He was making the simple pass. And Kovacic, yesterday, in the beginning of the half, as a right center mid, the right side of the 8, he was kind of leaving Reece James exposed because if he's not the winger, you got to go over there and cover too. And I feel like Kovacic wasn't really doing anything. He wasn't tracking. He was he gets kind of lost sometimes. If he's not on the ball and hot, sometimes positionally he gets bypassed. That's why when Jorginho and Kovacic play, like it looks like team like run through our midfield like like a piece of Swiss cheese. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I definitely feel like if we're playing 4-3-3, it's Havertz, Mount, and Conte for me. Even though I don't feel Conte played his best game, but we still gotta have him out there. We're just like our midfield looks heck. It has no buffer when he's not out there.
Yeah.
And then our back line, I would go with Aspie. I would not have Reece James, even though as like talented as he is, like I feel like Reece James still needs more time. I can't have him playing hurt and we're wondering what's going on. I'll do Aspie, give us more defensive solidity, especially because Grealish is on that side as well.
Yes.
And I'm kind of worried about him and his creativity.
Yes.
And then Zuma. I don't know if Thiago Silva can handle 2 games in 3 days. So I think Lampard will go Rudiger, even though I feel like it's a must to have Silva in there just for the leadership aspect. My preference would be Silva, but I think Lampard will go like Rudiger. And I would definitely, even though he didn't play well, I'll definitely have Chilwell at left back.
Yeah.
I can't trust Emerson defensively. His concentration is just too lackluster. And then, of course, Mannion goal, because if we don't, it's open net.
Yeah, pretty much the same, to be honest with you. Not much difference. Like you said, Silva, I don't know if he'll start. I don't rate Rudiger, really. I'd like to see Tomori have a chance, but I don't think he's ever going to get a game again for Chelsea this season. He looks like he's going on loan in January. Yeah, we need to turn this around against Villa.
I was just going to quickly chip this in. If you're going to go against Villa's got Grealish like down the middle as their attacking midfielder number 10. Now if you're gonna go Kante, Mount, and Havertz in a flat 3. Basically, you're using like a 4-1-2-3. Kante like the only DM, and then you're going gun ho apparently by using Havertz and Mount. Now, where is the protection for Kante? There is no protection.
That's the thing.
When Chelsea play a 4-3-3 with Kante as a DM, Kante is generally number 6. And then we use 2 number 8s. But then one of the number 8s makes a hybrid between 8 and 10, and the other number 8 makes a hybrid between 6 and 8, which means one tracks back more than the other, and the other attacks more than, and one attacks more than the other, and they can switch it in the game. So basically, that's where Mount gets a good number for tackles, interceptions, and all those. Because it's a hybrid between a 6 and an 8. So it basically helps Kante. But I really think, that's the formation to go. No matter how Chelsea are playing at the moment, no matter who Grealish is, Chelsea is a better team on Aston Villa. I really don't think we should let them mess us up more than we already are at the moment. Yeah, we should be afraid of... Yeah?
Right now, Aston Villa literally go into each game. I don't care who the opponent is, whether you're Chelsea, United, Tottenham, Liverpool. They literally gave Liverpool 7. Is it not the same as Liverpool? They literally don't care who they're playing. What they on about is how they play the fluid attacking game, how solid they can be in a game, how they can orchestrate a game. As far as Grealish is in the game and Grealish is not out of the game, they're always in the game. And then you go in, if you're going to go Havertz, I keep saying this, Havertz will never be good enough in a 4-3-3. As far as it's not the AN or in the 4-2-3-1, he gets dispossessed easily. His body language is just all wrong. I love the player, but right now it's just not suited at the moment. It's just not suited in a 4-3-3. He keeps each time he gets the ball. You look at how many times each player beats Havertz. Like when they get the ball, they literally find joy going past Havertz. He literally doesn't offer anything defensively on the defensive side of the game.
I can't disagree with that.
I understand the Mount is going to probably help Conte, but Mount doesn't offer that. I would literally go Kovacic like beside Conte. The only thing is Mount offers more going forward.
I kind of disagree with that. I mean, we've seen Havertz in glimpses, but when he started to get his run of form, like say for instance against Burnley, granted Ziyech was on the wing and they linked up pretty well, and Ziyech is more of an intelligent player of like coming in and linking up play, but Havertz does track back. It just he's naturally like languid as a player, like calm, like he may not be looking like, but he's like that. Like ever since Leverkusen,
Save you
he's
the
like that,
stress.
and
Yeah.
we do need to rotate. Rotate is huge. Like you feel me? Rotation that we
Yeah.
do need to rotate. We have a lot of like 2 games in 48 hours, and it's like if he doesn't like, you can't just be like, yeah, he can't play because he needs time to adapt. But you get that through adaptation through playing games. You know what I mean? You can't
Yeah.
just have him on the bench because that's his delaying his process. And Havertz is a talented player. You never know. He could have that breakout game. You know what I mean? He could have that game where he's like really hungry. And you got to remember, he's just coming off COVID that he had a really bad symptom because he was playing well. It's just that we just know Havertz for having goals and assists in the Bundesliga. So it doesn't mean like his other parts of his game is bad. You know what I mean? He
Yeah.
granted he's taking time to adapt and he's kind of slow in the midfield, but that's something that's gonna come with time, and we got to give him that opportunity to at least prove himself. You know?
Yeah, I saw a glimpse of it, I think it was like just at the beginning of the season or pre-season, where him and Abraham had a good bit of link-up play between them, and it looked quite good. And I'd like to see them try that. Have Havertz just playing off of Abraham, maybe see if it could work. I don't know what else we can do with him really, apart from that's the only his best position is right up there next to the striker.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
it
if you think
really is.
about
It really is. But then we can't sacrifice the whole team for one player.
Yeah,
Honestly,
that's the only
we
problem. Yeah,
can't sacrifice the whole team. I think Javier made a really good point about him playing really well against Burnley, and we were seeing average at his best. I kind of disagree with Abib too. Average cannot play as a number 8. Phil, if you see the game against Burnley, I think after the Burnley game was when he had COVID, and then when these players talk about the symptoms they get after COVID and how difficult it is for them to complete 90 minutes, how difficult it is for them to get back to their best, I really don't blame average. All those things put together, new country, his age. I feel a lot of things are just not working in his favor. And I feel when he gets better, when he adds a little bit of muscle and maybe a little bit of strength, and stop giving Ozil vibes like he doesn't care about the game. But then I feel like after when he does all that, you can start to see the best in him. I really don't think he cannot play as a number 8 because
I ever think he's
he
gonna
can
change
do that.
vibes though. That because he's just naturally like that. You know when a person is just naturally like calm, like that's just something that he naturally is. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
what you made a good point. Damn, I had it but I wanted to make you finish talk. Damn. Well, he can play as an 8, but damn, I forgot what I was gonna say. I just was listening to you, so I put it at the
yeah.
back of your mind.
No
Oh
problem.
yeah,
Go on.
Mings is gonna be out.
Oh, good.
Oh, okay.
That's some good news.
Mings
And
got a
there's
red card, and Havertz adds height.
yeah, and there's no Barkley either, so they're missing him. That
Imagine
takes a
we
lot
Yeah.
out.
like afraid of Barkley. That's
I
crazy.
know. I know. Imagine that, Ross Barkley. He's playing well though
Yeah.
for them. I've got to say, he's looking pretty good.
Yeah, he
Uh,
is. Yeah, he is.
but I
That's
think
But
he's
crazy.
suited. I think he's suited to a team like that, in my opinion. That sort of level, Ross Barkley will shine at a team like
yeah,
that. I think that's probably the
not a
best
team like
fit for
Chelsea.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Um,
Lampard confirmed yesterday that's going to start Odoi. He said he really played well, and that's why it's going to start. So yeah,
yeah.
everybody knows he deserves a start. But then I don't think I want to see Chilwell out there because we're not even sure how fit he is, and just playing 2 games in a bit of 48 hours. I don't think that's good for him. It's not good for him. It's not good for James. It's not good for
Trust
Chelsea long
Yeah.
term.
Yeah.
You trust Emerson out there?
I don't. Not at all.
Well, I don't want to see Emerson out there, but I really don't think we should be so scared of Aston Villa. I really don't think it's a team that we cannot take on with Emerson on the pitch, with Theo or with Rudiger on the pitch. Obviously, not
I kind
Rudiger
of
besides Zuma. I really don't want to see that.
I kind of
I'd
agree with
rather.
you that. Sorry, we
Yeah.
shouldn't be afraid because I feel like we should be afraid of the teams that are not doing well.
Yeah.
In a weird way,
Yeah,
like
that's Chelsea.
say like we played at Everton that coming off the back of 3 losses. You go there, you see the complacency in that. We go to a Wolves that were not doing so well either. You see that. We go to Arsenal that are doing completely trash. You see that, but Aston Villa are not doing trash. So you know what I mean. You know they're gonna be like another West Ham in a way. Solid,
Yeah, I feel
back,
Aston Villa is going to come out and tackle us,
Yeah,
and
and that'll probably
just
suit us
going to
though.
play. Yeah,
I feel like that will suit us. Like the more space we have to play,
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
because I
It's
feel
just
like we're
going to play
kind of
right
lacking
into
creativity.
our hands.
yep.
But yeah, I'm really eager to see Kai Havertz play tomorrow. I really want to see the kind of performance he's going to drop.
Yeah, I think it's time for him
I'd
to
really
be put
like to
into
see
that
that.
position. I don't think Mount should play tomorrow. I think he looked tired towards the end of the Arsenal game, and I think the best thing for him would maybe on the bench tomorrow, maybe give him a bit of a break. He's playing well, but I just think he looked tired
Yeah,
towards the end of the Arsenal
I
game.
like Mount's attitude though.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
definitely.
I
I,
did.
I
His
feel like
interview after the game, very honest.
you could
Yeah,
see in itself you could see in itself he was disappointed, which I feel like it kind of I mean it had to be Mount. It just showed yesterday that we really have a young side, because I'm
yes,
thinking like Mount should not be the one giving that interview after a performance like that. It should be the captain and leader, but you notice that Silva can't speak English very well, so I understand like he wouldn't do it. The next one will be Jorginho, but I don't feel like he's a part of the squad like that.
no,
Um,
Yeah,
he's a part, but not in the same way. You could tell like Chelsea are ready to move on past him. It's gonna be inevitable. I feel like Jorginho's gonna go. So, but I just saw like you see that Mount, the mentality of Mount, and
yeah.
you see the mentality of Hudson Odoi now. Like it's like he's listening to Lampard, coming tracking back. Even though I feel like Lampard was kind of too harsh, because I feel like he has been playing well and not been put in, but he just gave the manager no choice yesterday. I mean, he was that one bright spot in like a
yeah,
dark moment for us
it
yesterday.
was. Yeah, the only thing we can look to that's a positive from yesterday at all.
And you could their answers, like when they talk, you could see it's a reflection on. It's easier to impress on the youth than to try to change like the
Yeah,
older squad. You know what I mean? Because they already
yeah,
got their like, you know how it is when you change when you're older. You get kind of stuck in your habits and your ways. That's why he got rid of like David Luiz and all them out. You know what I mean?
yeah. And
You,
Willian and Pedro. Yeah, we need to definitely. He's back.
it's a huge game. These next two games are like huge for Lampard though, because
Yeah,
I feel like Abramovich, even though we want Lampard to stay, you know,
his
Abramovich is like,
patience.
I
Yeah,
put 200 mil. Like, what's going on? Why are you in this position in the table? Like, it's important to like at least win tomorrow. And I could see us drawing against City, but another two losses, Lampard's job is in serious danger. You know.
yeah, definitely. We know Abramovich is not a patient man, and while we can be patient as fans, and we want Lampard to do his best, we know that any time, yeah, the axe can come. If Abramovich isn't happy, he'll, yeah, it'll be done.
So quick question. I got two quick questions for Abib. Um, Abib, you listening?
Yeah, yeah.
The first question I got for you is your opinion on the penalty to change the game against Arsenal. Was that penalty?
You mean the is it the foul on TNA?
Yeah.
In in real time, in real time, that was quite fast and looked like a penalty. Looking at that in a slow mo, there was a bit of a contact. It wasn't. I wouldn't say the contact was like big enough for him to like go down. But the fact that it was like in motion and then Reese like came just behind him and then just it was kind of a clumsy kind of challenge behind TNA. So it's just quite hard for the referee and the VAR official to say, no, that's not bad. On
Abby,
a day, on another day, you can say it's not bad.
Yeah,
before you go to the next question, because I want to like kind of stay on the
Yeah,
topic that
yeah,
Mira asked.
yeah.
If you look back to Brighton versus Man U, I remember Pogba had fouled O'Connelly, I feel, and that was the same
Yeah.
thing that they argued because O'Connelly was already going down. Like I think the contact you're talking about is when he like hit it like at the back of his leg, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they reversed it. So it's like even you can see it's a very soft penalty, but it's like VAR needs to have consistency with that because
Definitely.
it's just gonna cause so much problems.
Exactly my point. Like the VAR
Yeah.
situation in the
Are you
EPL
Arsenal
is-
fan?
Yeah, I'm
I
not.
joined. I got okay, cool. I just
Yeah,
wanted
like
to
the
ask.
okay, like the VAR issue in the EPL is just a serious case. Like look at last season when Aston Villa really go. I think the goal scored. Like I think a team scored a goal against them, and then it wasn't given.
Sheffield United was Sheffield United.
Yeah.
It was how the hell did that goal get ruled out? Like it's just the EPL was just so shit when it comes to like making consistent decisions. The VAR too, when there's an offside kind of call, they take like forever to get that right. Whether it's offside, like what the hell is going on? Like you see a legal challenge, and then it's a yellow card on a day. On another day, they wouldn't even be asked about the challenge. They would say play on. Another day, you see like someone grab someone's neck, and then it's a red. Another day, it's not a red. You see leg, you see leg breaking tackles on. It's just I don't know what's going on in the EPL. They get a lot of shit wrong in the EPL, and it's quite shocking.
It's the referees. The inconsistency's been there for a long time. VAR's a good
Very long
idea,
time.
but
Yeah, it is. It is. Just not consistent enough.
not consistent. It's
I believe this wasn't going to be part of my second question. I just feel like I should throw this in. As an outsider, as a fan of Arsenal, yeah? What is your honest opinion on Frank as a manager?
Tactically, I feel he's tactically inept. I don't feel he's good enough. I don't feel Lampard is good enough for Chelsea. I don't think it's good enough. I've been funny enough ever since Arsenal have been for 11 games now. We lost 8, we drew 2, won 1. Out of the 8 games, funny enough, I've been really interested in watching Chelsea. Each time I watch them, they excite me. I see their games and I'm like, wow, this is the kind of football I want Arsenal to play. Attacking football, fluid football, very interesting to watch. That's the Arsenal we know. Unfortunately, Lampard makes this. He keeps getting this. He keeps getting the tactical aspect of the game. To me, it just feels like he drops players in there on the sheet, go out there and play, give a good performance. I don't feel like he gives any tactical. I don't feel he gives like, okay, you there, you need to press like the AM in this game. I don't feel he says, oh, you do this, like mark this play specifically. I don't think he actually does that. I feel he just really drops lineup and then go out to play. I don't feel it's good enough, by the way.
Well, honestly, I feel that's a little bit harsh for someone that's just in his third year as a manager.
Yeah,
but yeah,
correct.
I feel he's learning on the job. Yeah, just like Arteta is, just like Ole is. So yeah, your opinion, I really appreciate it though. But it just feels a little bit harsh.
Habib, who you think is a better manager, Arteta or Lampard?
Apparently, the table doesn't say Arteta is the better manager, but Arteta for me is still the better manager. Lampard is not the better manager.
Why is he the better manager?
I feel if Arteta got a squad like Chelsea's, it would do better. What is letting Arteta down? Arteta wants to play a 4-3-3. What Chelsea apparently are playing. Apparently, he hasn't got the personnel to do that at Arsenal at the moment. They're just not good enough. They are nowhere near good enough. And imagine him having the Chelsea squad. He knows he literally tells them what is good one-on-one. He knows what to tell the players. Do this, do that. Some of them just don't listen. He keeps saying press. I've not seen us press so much like I saw them do that against Chelsea yesterday. They pressed. I've not seen Lacazette pressed like that in 8 games. I haven't seen that. I haven't seen the only guy that I know that has this energy, endless energy, is Martinelli. He gives that constant energy press. He's the only one. Every other player, they just relax. Like everything is going good. Come on, you are playing shit fight for the badge. Like they're just playing all wrong. They don't press. Everything is sideways. A back pass, losing their heads, getting red cards. I don't. You can't really for like the manager much for things like that. They're just doing.
Maybe for discipline you can a little bit.
He's saying, sorry, are you saying that he has not instilled this stuff? Don't get red, get your head straight. How much can you tell them that they've done that like 3 times?
I
agree
with that point. But the same argument you're making, you could say like Lampard could tell these I'm pretty sure Lampard has said it before in the press conference and before come out with energy. You know this is a dangerous game for you, a caged animal. The players, it just didn't click in their head. You know what I mean? It's the same thing, and like he's young, and I feel like it's kind of you have a great point. Like Arteta doesn't have a squad where we can like compare. You know what I mean? It's like Lampard has been given those riches and stuff like that, and Arteta has not. So it's like it's kind of up in the air.
I feel like the kind of style Lampard wants to play, the kind of system he wants to play. Apparently, he didn't get the players that would suit his system. Funny enough,
he's missing Rice. So Rice is that linchpin because you know how you talked about Conte's nature is to go out and chase the ball. Like he wants to go out. And chase
he's the presser. Yeah.
Declan Rice is the sitter that just stands in front of and connects the play. Like Rice is so much better technically than like yesterday. Conte had a 5-yard pass to play to Mount, and he kicked it out of bounds. Like you know what I mean? Like he's that one. It's just his nature to run around and chase. He's like sitting is not built into him. You know what I mean? Rice sitting is, and with Rice comes a vocal leader. Conte is not vocal. Like you know what I mean? Conte will lead by example, but you're never gonna have. Conte can't even scream at like his own kid. You know what I mean? I feel. He's such a nice guy.
Definitely. For me, it's too early to call. It's going to take a while before we see who's the better manager between the likes of Arteta, Lampard, even Ole at United.
One honest question. Do you think that if Arteta gets the kind of money that Lampard is given, do you feel Arteta is going to do better?
Definitely. I see good things in Arteta. I do. Yeah. Same as Lampard, same as Ole. Just give them time.
Yeah.
Be patient. There's so many toxic Arsenal fans, so many toxic Chelsea fans and Man United fans that aren't willing to wait and see what can happen. You're far too good to go down.
I feel one thing. No, sure, Arsenal can go long. I think one thing with the Ole, Lampard and Arteta talk is, I think Arteta has been skyrocketed into the Premier League game by being an assistant for Pep. That's like one of the best educations you can get in football as a manager, and that has really made his progress.
He also worked under. Go on.
He also worked under who?
Arsene Wenger as a player.
Wow.
One of the best managers, European managers in my money that worked in the UK. He was fantastic.
Exactly.
He's worked with some top players, top managers. He's got a good knowledge of football. You just got to give him time and give him the players. Let him get rid of some of the dead wood you've got in that club.
Just look at what Pep, or just look at what Arteta had, the education he's had, the people he has worked under. I feel it gives him a lot of edge, better than managers like Ole and Lampard, who are just kind of learning on their own and trying to learn and just trying to better on their own. So I feel not being Aston, Lampard and Ole, Arteta's actually had a far better education than those guys. So
I think Lampard's had some good people to learn off. He's got his uncle, Harry Redknapp, a very good manager in my opinion.
Yeah.
Jose Mourinho, he worked under Carlo Ancelotti. He played for Carlo Ancelotti. He was at Man City for a while. I can't remember who was the manager there for a while. But he's
Pellegrini. Yeah, so he has learned on those people as players. When you work on the coaches as a player.
Yeah, as a coach, it's different,
Yeah, as a coach is going to be different because as a player, the first thing on your mind is, I want to play good football. I want to get into the team. different from being an assistant and then that's your
Definitely.
main goal and just I just want to be a good manager someday.
Yeah.
So man,
Him working under
so I
Guardiola.
just where do you think Arsenal is going to finish this season? Where do you think Chelsea is going to finish this season?
I think Arsenal gonna finish like 10th or 8th.
Yeah, I reckon about
Very
eighth.
much.
Yeah, I think they're going to go on a good run now. I can see them. The
I
next
don't
thing
know.
they've got Brighton
I see them
next.
moving. I see them moving. The thing is, they played
get
us. You feel me?
I think you will.
I feel like you guys played us.
Arsenal, they can go on a high. They can literally go on a high. Do a masterclass. Chelsea, yeah, 3-1. Okay,
They be Manchester
go to
United.
Annex. Go to Annex and then get a loss or a draw. Go to West Brom.
It's true.
Sam Allardyce, get a draw. Sam Allardyce literally got a draw. Literally got a draw today. Liverpool.
He drew with Liverpool. Yeah.
I really think this victory against Chelsea was really big for them, and I think they are going to go on a good run.
So do I. I do.
Victories like this can change your whole season.
You know.
You've got those youth players now that are going to put pressure on the likes of Willian and Pepe to start performing now.
That is true.
Being an Arsenal fan, you learn to be patient. Being an Arsenal fan, being an Arsenal
too, man.
Being an Arsenal fan, you learn the hard way. You learn that it's the hope that kills you. The hope. The moment you want to get that hope, oh wow, wonderful, we are on this beautiful run. Something just bang, and it just.
You are one of the most level-headed Arsenal fans I've seen in a while, though.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you for
that.
Because you don't really know what's up in the sea. You literally watch them on your pain. Sometimes they lose. Every Sunday is pain. Every Sunday pain. Every Sunday pain. Pain after pain after pain. And now.
Well, you get a lot of joy on Thursdays. You get a lot of joy on Thursdays.
No. You are playing against the likes of Moda, Dundalk. Those are. No disrespect to them, they are no clubs. You get what I mean? Yeah. They're not clubs exactly. So basically, you just know. Now I think you guys are getting to feel the pain you're feeling. You lost 2 in a row, and then you won against them, and now you lost to Arsenal again, and then you're gonna play Villa. You're gonna play Villa tomorrow. Now I was saying something about Havertz. Munir was saying something about Havertz played well against Burnley. Havertz reminds me of Ozil. They have the same body language, same technical kind of stuff. Only is Burnley is a deep block side. Yeah. Against a deep block side, you expect him to have more of the ball. Against a deep block side. Aston Villa are not a deep block side. They are gonna come out at you. They scored 7 goals against Liverpool.
Yeah,
they're not going to sit back. They're not going to sit back and wait for you to just keep on harassing them over the ball and stuff like that. They're going to press. They're going to come out. They're not going to. Havertz is not going to be giving time on the ball. Unfortunately, if he plays, he's not going to be giving time. He's going to be pressed constantly. It's not like a deep side whereby they are okay. We're going to sit back and just let you have the ball, and then you can pass as much as you want. I watched the game against Wolves as well. Havertz got like a lot of the ball, but he didn't. It wasn't threat at all. He didn't make any serious, through balls. He didn't really do anything.
I'd rather him play though. You know what I mean? I'd rather him play and adapt because it's like he's not gonna learn because you could literally see that. Like, look at Warner for instance. Like he's coming out and saying like this is literally it's shaking up his like brain a little bit because it's like these physical defenders are like kind of like muscling him. Like Robert Holding, bro.
He didn't hit the gym.
Robert Holding, come on. Like
pretty fast.
He's saying Robert Holding was a big, strong, talented. Even though he's big and strong, but I feel like you can get the better of Robert Holding. It's just you're not used to the league yet. You know what I mean? No disrespect. I feel like Gabriel is a better defender than Holding. You know what I mean?
He's our best defender.
You feel me? I feel like Gabriel is better. But like say that
he's our best defender, bro.
You could tell like his brain, in Germany they play like high lines, like the pace is slower.
They don't know how to defend Germany, fam. They don't know how to defend Germany. They are defending the shocking. Absolutely shocking.
Like you need to get like so. For instance, I do martial arts, and it's like when you start out, you get beat up. Like, you know what I mean? You get beat up. You take that ass. Sorry, don't mean to curse on your channel.
That's
You
cool.
take-
Go for it.
You're taking that beating, you're taking that whooping at first, but then you kind of know what's coming after a while, and you adapt. You could tell, like, all right, this person's gonna do this. You know what I mean? You start to feel it. So he needs to play. Like, the rotation needs to happen, and he needs to play. Like, I know what you're saying, and it's not. He does defend. Like, if you look at Brighton, right? I remember he didn't play well, but you saw the signs. Like, he went and tracked somebody all the way back. He does defend. It's just you're never gonna see like Havertz like busting, you know, his chops. It's just the way he is and the way he moves. That's him. Like, you look at Berbatov. I never seen Berbatov like break a sweat.
Yeah.
When that man was talented, you know what I mean? That's just
Definitely.
certain people come with that swag.
Hello.
Who they are, you know?
Yeah, like a Dennis Bergkamp sort of player that can just sit there and just control the game around him, let the game move around, just quality in the middle there. That's the sort of player I feel that Havertz could become maybe one day. Not sort of saying he's going to be like on that level of Bergkamp. He was amazing.
Well, I really feel Havertz is so talented, like so talented.
He just needs time and support and patience.
You know the thing, I think the Havertz situation just goes back to the Pepe situation at Arsenal. Pepe is so talented as well, but unfortunately, he's just not doing enough at the moment. And right now, we need results. You can't keep playing for one player. You need to play him. He needs time. If you're not delivering, I'm sorry. If you're not delivering at this time, getting to the half of the games played in the EPL, if you're not delivering, I'm sorry, but you have to be on the bench. I'm sorry. If you're not good enough, there's no time to put in players that support, that are not playing to up to expectations, apparently. So you put in those that you know that are efficient enough, they're gonna play their hearts out for you, basically. So you can play him in the cup games, you know, the FA Cup,
I have a question for you though, Habib. Like, can you, if you're not given a run of games, like, and patience, can you like really judge? You know what I mean? I've yet to see Pepe start a good 5 games straight.
The problem with Pepe is that each time Pepe is given a chance, Pepe literally screws it. He gets this one chance and then he probably does shit, or he gets a red card like Leeds. Let's say Pepe didn't get the red card at Leeds. Let's say he didn't get that red card. He was going to go on like about 3 games. He wasn't going to get dropped. He got out of the squad. He was playing Europa League games. He thought he was playing them Wolves. He was playing them Aston Villa. He was scoring, assisting, thinking he was in the APL. It doesn't work that way, fam. You're gonna put in everything. Pepe is talented, bro. Unfortunately, he's not doing enough. It's just not. You can't. Even yesterday, I saw TN screaming at Pepe. Pepe press, like go on and press, cover the gap in between. Which James was literally getting so much space down the right hand side. Really, you guys brought on Callum Hudson-Odoi, but they was literally having a few there down there. Pepe wasn't even covering for TNA. He wasn't doing anything.
Welcome, so, Ahmad. Ahmad, welcome.
Hi, Ahmad.
Ahmad, welcome.
Ahmad is an Arsenal fan too.
Okay.
Hi, Ahmad.
Hi, Ahmad. Can't hear you though. Is your mic muted? No, you're not.
I don't think he's here.
Can see you, but Ahmad. Can't hear you. Can't hear you, mate.
Now can hear him.
I'll drop you out and come back in again.
Yeah. Okay. So, Aviv, you were saying about Pepe.
Basically. So Pepe's case is really difficult. You got a player for 72 million. You got Kai Havertz for about maybe about the same price roughly, and then you paid like huge. It's quite unfortunate that the market has gone crazy, and then you have to spend like a fortune on bringing in players, and then they've got this like huge pressure on them due to their price tag
to deliver.
It's not the fault that it's not the fault that the market is going crazy, and then that's the more reason Lampard is finding it difficult to bench the likes of Timo Werner, the likes of Kai Havertz, because he spends that money that Abramovich is giving him. That bang, you've got this money, rebuild your squad. He brought in Timo, brought in Havertz, brought in so many, Thiago Silva, and then there's so much pressure that you need to put in these players. You need to bring in a performance. So
Yeah, he
when
needs
do
to
you
show
know
why he spend the money.
exactly? So like, why? That's why he's going to be under immense pressure if he doesn't start delivering. If he goes a loss against Aston Villa, then his job is probably going to be on the line because it's Chelsea. They literally hire on fire. They hire on fire. They literally have no mercy. They're really ruthless when it comes to like hiring managers. They just don't. They just don't. They believe that once I've given you enough budgets to like really rebuild your squad, you should go out there and do a job. They are not Arsenal that will literally leave a manager for like
Well,
21 years. You get what I mean? They are not Arsenal that will leave a manager there for
yeah.
like 20 years. That kind of thing. Arteta has gone. No club, no disrespect, no club will go 8 games or loss and still be there. No manager, no club will do that and leave the manager there.
No.
They would have sacked them away, like straight away. You don't even get past 4 games, losses, like 4 games and you're done. You walk straight out the door. So of course,
Yeah,
it's,
football is business now. Football is business now.
yeah. But
It's
also
ruthless.
because it's kind of a rebuild whereby even if you decide to sack Arteta, you get in another manager, maybe like Poch. Unfortunately, he's gone to PSG. You get in another manager. They are also going to demand a huge budget, saying this squad is not good enough. I need to rebuild. So it all comes down to having patience with Arteta. You've seen that he's literally got what he wants to do, the style he wants to implement, but he's not got the players to do that. So unfortunately, it's just what it is for Aston Football Club at the moment. It's all pain. And yeah, Chelsea was just a bit of, should I say, a bit of glimmer, just a bit of glimmer. If they literally go to Brighton and get a draw, then I'm sorry, but it doesn't count for anything. The win against Chelsea doesn't count at all.
You'll beat Brighton.
Yeah,
I
I
think
think
I'm
they
not-
will too.
I'm
I
not
think they
confident.
will. Yeah.
I think Brighton will score first, and everyone will start panicking, and then all the fans will panic. All the fans will be panicking, and then you'll score twice. So you'll win it 2-1, I reckon.
As an Arsenal fan, you need to learn. As an Arsenal fan, you need to learn. You know, Arsenal, they teach you every day, fam. They teach you every day. As an Arsenal fan, you need to learn not to be
Can you guys
deluded. You can't delude yourself. We're going on this run. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. Nah, fam. It doesn't work that way with Arsenal. I'm sorry. They literally have this up, and then something just goes wrong with them in the head, and they go screw it up in the next game. It feels like oh, we've got Brighton, we've got West Brom. It feels all cheesy, like on paper, yeah, or it feels easy to play. But I'm sorry, it's probably going to be even more difficult than playing Chelsea because they are
Yeah.
because the way they set up, they wouldn't come and play all attacking football like really because Arsenal. They're going to sit back sometimes. They're going to make it quite difficult for us. I watched how West Brom played today against Liverpool, and they were like 6 at the back, 6 in behind, leaving Liverpool to like pass the ball around, possession game-based football. Like they literally weren't worried about, okay, let them have the ball. They were all just in behind the ball. Now we struggled playing teams of deep block. There is no AM. You got Messi over playing 50K per week, playing PS5 every week at home.
Yeah.
At home. Literally, our team is literally screaming an AM attacking this fielder, and then we literally Arteta has been really stubborn playing Willian. Willian just fuck all. I remember the game against Everton. He didn't get a shot on target. He didn't assist. He didn't get any take-ons. He was literally just sweating. He was walking down the pitch sweating. He wasn't doing anything. And
Well, I remember this. I remember
Welcome to
Arsenal
our
fan Stevie.
pain.
man was
Arsenal
pissed.
fan Stevie talking about William being better than Zed.
Man was pissed saying, what the F? I'm sorry, but what the F is he doing on the pitch? He's not doing anything.
Yeah,
Just
we
straight
were like
up.
that. We were like that last season. We had that. We had the same problems with William for the
Overhead
last couple of
corners.
Why does Arteta keep using the same? He's literally using the same thing, expecting different result. Like, fam, come on, you need to change. He literally brought in Smith Rowe against Chelsea, and he saw the change. There was a bit of difference. It was spark. It was fluid. It was fluid. It was nice watching Arsenal football play that way, press that way. I was like, wow, so we can play this way again.
Yeah.
It was nice watching his back, but it's not fun going to play Brighton in the Annex. They're probably going to turn up.
Yeah,
They're probably going to turn up.
I feel like it was almost beneficial not to have Willian and Louise because it's like that old mindset, you know, their mentality, but you have the youth that are just there to listen to Arteta. So he says, go out there and press. You know, they're young, eager to
They want to
impress.
fight for the boss. They want to fight for the boss.
Smith
Yeah.
Rowe is gonna listen to you. Martinelli is gonna put his pressing on. You know, it's like having like even like having a Aubameyang out there. It's like those older guys. Sometimes their mentality is kind of poor. You know what I mean? Even though I don't think Aubameyang is like that, I just think he's having a bad. He scored a penalty, but I just think he's having a bad run of games. But that older mentality, like player power that they try to bring to the dressing room, is kind of toxic. You know what I mean? Like players running out of contracts. They're like, yo, what's going on? Like, you know what I mean? All that BS that creeps in where the younger players is like, I'm trying to work for my contract. You know what I mean?
The ones that have been around the club, like grown up through the club system, we've got them, like the ones we love, like Mason Mount, Tammy Abraham, Hudson-Odoi. I think Arsenal fans can have the same sort of players, like your Smith Rowes, your Sakas, Martinelli.
Yeah, you see, it's easier to coach younger players. I think it's really easier to coach younger players.
You still need a few experienced heads in there because
obviously,
with experience comes inconsistency, in my opinion, and
that's what we struggle with. That's what we're struggling with right now. You know, like it's like the youth. I rarely seldom see like a team of youth win a title. You know what I mean? Except for like Ajax in '95, and you know what I mean. If that happens, you can't have a youthful team and a youthful manager. You got to have an experienced manager, and that balance it has to balance out. Thiago Silva has bags of experience, but there's like a language barrier there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he's the only. Like I could think he's the only one. You know what I mean? And a lot of people sleep like on Ziyech because Ziyech has been around. He's 27. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Ziyech will yell at you. You've seen that Timo miss.
Yeah.
When Timo missed, he yelled at Timo. He's like, Timo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then he's the one that demands, like, Ziyech is not good. If Ziyech would not like that Arsenal defeat, you know what I mean? He's someone who wants to win and he presses.
Nah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, the sooner he's back, the better. I don't know what's going on with him at the moment.
Yeah, I thought he'll be back.
Yeah,
man.
I saw Ziyech start before the Arsenal game where I think he had played like 12 games all season, and he has about 5 man of the match awards. I'm talking about playing for his country and Chelsea together. I think like Avi said, we're sleeping on Ziyech a lot because it gives us this run of he being outside has made us feel like has made us as fans to see how much we need him because I can imagine Chelsea being a goal down, and I'm really wondering where the goal is coming from. Who's going to make the goal? Who's going to create it? But I remember going down against Leeds. I remember going down against Sheffield United, and I really thought we were going to come back into the game. And then we did, and Ziyech was an instrumental part in making goals. Even against Leeds, he made the pass to Rich James before it came off. Yeah, pass for the goal. So I feel when he comes back, we're going to be better, obviously, because for me, Ziyech is wow. I don't know if I should say he's world class, but he's really good. Ziyech is really, really good.
But I hate that because I feel like I thought we had gone past the days of being so dependent on one player like a Hazard. But then you look and it's just like when he's not there and you kind of suffering in those moments, you know that player that's just gonna like where that creativity is coming from. And he is that because if you look at Man U, right? If Bruno Fernandes is not there, they suck to me. Like they have nothing.
Oh yeah.
They have nothing. You feel me? And it's just like the fact that he's on the pitch. Like he could have a shocker. He could be playing so like I feel like a couple performances he's been playing like bad, but then he just has that one pass. And all of a sudden, it's like a Bruno masterclass. Like, you know what I mean? Like, Leicester, I didn't think he played that well. But if you look, he slipped in not Martial, Rashford. And I forgot who gave. I don't think it was him.
Cavani gave the pass. Cavani gave the pass to Bruno. Is that what you're talking about?
Oh, yeah, Bruno scored. Yeah. Like, you feel me? And
yeah.
He even scored. He lost the ball that game to lead to one of their goals, but at the same time, that would have been an L for Man U if he wasn't on the pitch. Yeah. You know what I mean? So someone who
I feel like there's no top team in the world that does not have this particular one player that when he's missing, you're gonna feel it. It's like
Yeah.
Liverpool missing out Mane.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was
It
about
was
to say
really
Salah. I was about to come at you there, but nah.
no,
Yeah,
no, not Salah.
if
Definitely not
Mane's
Salah.
gone,
Mane.
Liverpool suck.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
exactly. And you look at City side. Just imagine as bad as City are right now. Imagine if we lose Kelvin De Bruyne right now till at the moment. As bad as they are playing, or maybe not getting, or not as fluid as we know City to be, they probably
Yeah,
won't be getting so much points too.
a little
So
less
look,
scared.
look at people like Barcelona. If they miss Messi, because Real Madrid, let me say the top player, let me say Ramos or go Benzema. You know,
Yeah.
these players, I think
Ramos,
Bayern Munich will be like the only team in the world that maybe can get
yo,
over.
If Lewandowski's
Yeah.
missing,
Yeah.
I
Bayern
actually
goes
feel
Lewandowski.
like
down.
I actually feel like for the City side, I actually feel their most important player is Aguero.
Yeah.
Is who
They've
what?
missed.
They're missing.
I
missing
actually feel
bad.
the most important player is Sergio Aguero, not even De Bruyne.
They're
Well,
missing
they've
him
been
bad.
getting points without him this season.
Yeah, because like De Bruyne
They
literally
lost a
is
lot though.
Yeah.
the
City,
Yeah, they have.
City's missing that striker who can just score them
yeah
the goals. You know what I mean?
And
exactly
the clutch moments.
yeah.
Because Jesus needs like 2 or 3 chances to score some goals sometimes.
This was
Yeah.
fun. Literally kills me
So
fun.
yeah, go. We should probably just forget the thoughts of relying on one player because I think top teams do. It was Hazard before. Just
Yeah.
really feel we had Hazard yesterday. That was kind of game Hazard just come on his head on his own.
It just
But
basically
yeah, we
shows
don't have
that.
him anymore. We have
It
Ziyech.
just sorry, man. I was
Continue,
gonna
continue.
I was gonna say it just basically shows that every team in every top team you have this creator. In every top team you have this. You should have this world class. Look at Aston Villa, Jack Grealish. For
Oh,
me, he's a world class
Oh,
player. He is
yeah, I
world.
think yeah.
Yeah.
He be
They've
on.
got
On.
Manchester United. They've got Bruno Fernandes. They've got Bruno. Chelsea have got Ziyech, and then you're missing Ziyech. We got Ozil, but damn, he's playing PS5 at home, getting 350 per week. We're paying PS5 at home. It's quite sad days. And then
What's
you're
going
missing.
on with that?
That's what Aubameyang is missing. He's missing that creator that literally feeds him the balls and like going to score. We literally don't have that. William was about to come do that. Unfortunately, he's not done that so far. And Ozil's case has been the case of not the manager but the club.
William.
Ever since the issue of the China nonsense about the political stuff, it's been get off the team. They literally, of course, it's got like this extra bonuses that if he keeps playing, that bonuses will actually accumulate. So like it's just freezing out the team, and it's sad because they really went into the transfer window without getting a replacement for Ozil. How can you tell me you're going into transfer window trying to replace Mesut Ozil, a World Cup winner with William? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
But basically,
Why is he
I
not
feel
playing?
this is not Arteta's fault. It has to do with the problem he had with this China thing or Chinese thing, where it's not a matter of the manager. I think it's more of a club problem where
It's
Ozil
the
is not
club issue,
playing.
definitely. It's the club issue. But if you're gonna freeze out Ozil, you're definitely gonna get a replacement. Come on, man.
Why is he
But I
not
think Arteta had to pick between having Hawa and having Partey, and he chose Partey.
He didn't choose
Arsenal
Partey.
did not.
Apparently,
Arsenal didn't have the budget to bring in both of them, and he had to choose one.
I didn't choose Partey. That was chosen by Edu. Edu really wanted Partey. Why? I really wanted our, and unfortunately, or I would say fortunately, we went Partey, but I really saw that we needed our more because we are desperately missing a number 10.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Habib, why doesn't he play though? Like, what's going on? What's that?
Oh,
situation?
Ozil.
Yeah.
Ozil doesn't play at the moment because he's not registered.
He's not registered, is he? Yeah, he
No,
can't play.
he's not registered. He was frozen out of the team due to the China political issue, and then ever since then he was frozen out of the team. And then also he's got like this extra bonuses accumulating after each game, and then they really like let's just go for losses. Let him just stay at home. Let's rebuild the team. But then you're gonna do that. Then you have to replace him. You're gonna do that, and they didn't do that, unfortunately.
Definitely.
No wonder why players after the game is there smiling with each other.
That's why like the
that's why the
like
dressing room, unfortunately, some of them are literally supporting Ozil, and then some of them are like, okay, let's get with it. So like the dressing room literally is divided. How can you go from a performance against Manchester United at Old Trafford? We haven't won there like ages. You come out of that performance and then we go on a lost streak. How can you do that? It shows that something is going wrong. Something is going wrong internally in the club. And it's not unfortunate as an Arsenal fan because you literally have to
I
go through
think
pain.
I think this generation, yeah, of players coming through, a really big problem is money. Because I could
Yeah.
easily imagine yesterday if we had Frank Lampard on that pitch, if I had Didier Drogba on that pitch, and after the final whistle, Chilwell was basically Tita
that
with Saka
was
and
so good.
Saka, what's up? Was that goal? Was it, you mean it? And I can easily imagine Didier there or Michael Ballack or Frank Lampard. They're storming back to the dressing room, being so mad
That's
about that loss.
that's the
Yeah.
difference between players of back then and players of now. They got passion. They play
Yeah.
for the back. They
Smiling,
fight for the shit.
I
nothing
think both.
funny.
Yeah, both teams are missing leaders, in my opinion. They both
Yeah,
need leaders. Right? Arsenal had like your Tony Adams, Sol Campbell, Patrick Vieira's, Chelsea with John Terry, Didier Drogba. They were leaders, and neither team have them at the moment.
Yes,
No
they
one.
were. They were.
That's the
Nah.
importance of winning a cup though. Like you see,
Yeah.
like it could be a small cup, but Jose, like I think we talked about this, but Jose Mourinho said winning that Carling Cup that they won was so important because having that winning mentality and competing, it's like after a loss, you tasted that success, and it's just like your standards are high. So like playing that, I can understand if it was a hard fought game. You know what I mean? I would have been, I would have been less upset if they actually showed like heart. You know what I mean? But you pay bad. You should be show that you're disappointed. Don't like ask him to smile like that. Show sportsmanship, shake. But I need to see that frustration on your face. You know what I mean? Like you could see that Lampard was fuming on the touchline. You know what I mean? He
Oh
just
yeah,
couldn't
definitely.
react.
His
And
post-match interview, you could see it. He was not happy.
I feel like that. I feel like just he is. But you see how Klopp reacts when things are not going his way.
Yeah.
I feel like we need a. I don't know if that's Lampard's style, but it kind of
Nah.
it kind of works for him though because
Yeah.
having a manager like complain sometimes, like Fergie going up to the ref and be like, "Come on, you need to add more time." You know what I mean? Your players start to get on the ref because it like that personality breeds on your players where you
Yeah.
fight for everything. Like, come on, ref. And as a ref, if you're not strong enough, sometimes like say a corner, like it went off like the opposite player, but the player that it went off was like, yo, come on, it didn't go off of me. You know what I mean? The corner is ours. The ref might like think about like, yo, he could be right. If you're not strong enough, it's like that type of stuff breeds on your plays, like where you fight for every decision and you show that like, yo, we're not satisfied.
Yeah.
It shows like the passion is gone because the money is like, all right, I lose and I go to a mansion. You know what I mean? Like I know I'm gonna get paid well. Like
yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, it really affects. It really does. But I think what you mentioned about it's Frank, a manager. I think he is. I remember the game against Leicester last season, the FA Cup, where our first half were awful. And then the second half, we came out, played really good football. Barkley scored the goal. And then the interview from players, I can't remember the actual one, was I can't remember the actual player, but he said Frank Lampard got into the dressing room and told all of them that they were embarrassing the badge. He told all of them that that is not Chelsea without the embarrassing Chelsea Football Club. And he made two changes. He got off Billy Gilmore, and I can't remember the second player he got off. But I love the way he handled the players. I love the way
yeah,
Frank handles them. And I could see it in his face. It feels like it was just like what happened after the Sheffield game last season where we lost 3-0. And then he said he could see things that would determine next season and this and this. And then after the match, he could tell that these players, some of them could tell that they were not safe. And then we saw this season, look at Rudiger now. He knows that I think that performance was the end for Frank Lampard. That broke the camel's back for him. But he
Yeah.
was literally frustrated. So I feel as a former player of the club, he knows this is not
but
how
he
Chelsea
loves
used
it's
to
his
play
club.
football.
He is Chelsea.
Yeah.
For me.
I really don't get the about. Yeah, I could see some things on Twitter. You know, Twitter frustrates me. It makes the loss seem like 10 times bigger than it is. We're
Yeah.
kids of like 18 and they're all saying, yeah, Lampard out. Yeah, if John Terry was the manager, that would have not happened. John
They're
Terry leader,
spoiled.
captain, blah, blah, blah. No, no.
Some spoiled little kids that
Yeah.
don't know how it is when you lose and stuff. They can't handle it. They
Uh,
think you're supposed to win every game and things are supposed to be all perfect. So the moment, because nobody was saying that when he was winning.
no,
Nah,
no.
nah. I was literally getting, we won Barcelona, we get Bayern Munich in the Champions League, oh, we should not be scared. And then, oh, yeah, Lampard is inevitable, Chelsea is going for the league. And then these guys, in a matter of 2 weeks, are already saying, oh, nah, Tuchel needs to come and take over. Allegri is going to be a better manager for us. We need to
I,
get Gary Neville, we need to get Ryan Giggs. No, I don't fancy these talks.
oh my, I can't do another Italian manager playing
No.
a 3-4-3, getting old Italian players in the Premier League and struggling to adapt to the pace. I can't do it. I can't do it.
No.
But
These,
what do you guys think though?
Question. Sorry, I got one question for you, Chelsea fans. You can answer this collectively or
Oh,
individually
yeah?
if you want. What would be a fantastic season for you at this moment in time? For you as a Chelsea fan right now, what will you take as a coming into the season? What will you take as this was a beautiful season for us right now, based on where you are in the league and then competitions as well in the Champions League? Who have you got in the Champions League for the quarterfinal round of 16?
Oh, all right. I think
Atletico.
we play
Go
Atletico.
first, go first.
Yeah. So I think the ideal for me would be at least second or third, with like at least a minimum 9 point gap between us and who Liverpool if they're the leaders. I do not want to see no big gap. I feel like the players need to step it up, like no big gap. At least a cup. I feel like at least go for the FA Cup. At least we need to win a cup. You know what I mean? And we need to get past the round of 16. Like we need
Yeah,
to
we do.
show progression. That's
Do you
gonna
see
be
that?
a perfect season.
Do you see that festival door against Atletico Madrid?
We got the hardest draw like we can get, and we finished top of the group. Like I don't get that. I'm kind of scared. For, like that game, what you got to do? Wrap Ziyech in bubble wrap. Like do whatever you got because you know Atletico is gonna be very stubborn defensively, and they're not gonna give up space, and they got players that can hurt you. So you got João Felix and you got an experienced Luis Suarez. You know what I mean? It's gonna be a match we definitely can win. It's winnable, but it's also we can lose. You know what I mean? It's definitely one of the toughest draws that we had.
Yeah. It's solid.
Well, this season, I think you said it all. Second or third. I think last season, at this stage we're 4 points better, but this season we're where we are and we're just 7 points behind the leaders. So second place, third place behind Liverpool, who I think are going to win the league, and just a few points behind it, maybe 10 points thereabout. And we really missed a good chance on the Carabao Cup because Tottenham, since they won, they've been getting really easy draws. If you just imagine if that was us, could literally be in the final. But then we've lost our FA Cup next. I think we need to go for that. Champions League, nah, we can't go out in a round of 16 again. It's just getting embarrassing.
Yeah.
Well, like it seems like we're just filling up space in the Champions League right now. Going out against Barcelona on the Conte, last season against Bayern. Nah, we need to get past Atletico, and I really feel like we can because I feel ZH is going to be back. I know they have Joao Felix, a really good, talented player. Someone like Kai Havertz last season was getting a lot of stick from fans, but this season is really good. He has come up and is really better now. But I don't know. If you win, I have Rich James at his best. I really don't get of wingers playing against him or people like number 10s. Well, Joe Felix moves over. So, no, yeah, it's a game we can lose. You mentioned the experience of Suarez. They're going to defend and just try to eat us on the counter attack. And if I have you have Thiago Silva, if I go N'Golo Kante, if I go Ziyech, and now I think we should get to quarterfinal at least. If we can get to the quarterfinals, people are going to take us seriously. We can beat Atletico Madrid. So yeah, that will be a good season for me. Try to get the FA Cup, second or third in Premier League, quarterfinal at least in the Champions League, and I'll really appreciate the season.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. For me, I think last season we overachieved. I thought no one thought we'd finish in the top four. We were completely written off. This season, I'd be happy with a top four. Maybe points a bit, like you said, closer to the top. Maybe reduce that a bit. Cup run would be nice. Getting to the FA Cup again. We got to the final last year, so if we could win it this year, it would be nice. As for the Champions League, I see no reason why we can't beat Atletico Madrid. It's 2 games. We can do it. We've beaten them before there. We can beat them again. And depending on the luck of the draw, we could go further. I can't see why Chelsea can't get to the semi-final this season at the champion at least.
Hopefully, we're in a better space during
By
that
then,
time. We have like a little bit of time where we can.
Who knows what could happen in January?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can iron out some issue. Because I feel like we always go. I don't know if you guys saw my post yesterday. We always go on like a December slump. That's something.
Oh yeah, it's been happening since I've been a Chelsea fan since 1990. We've had December slumps every single year.
It's almost all the time. Like it's almost, but it's like around like January, February, we kind of like play well, and we kind of like stutter at the end. I feel like during those periods, like we kind of pick it up. You know what I mean? But this season's also weird in the stop-startish nature of it. I just think there's so much factors. This is why we're seeing. So I think the 4 points off is weird because it's like the season where we're normally at this season, we're like kind of behind. You know what I mean? So we started the season late. Like we started and all that late, and then like where teams normally are supposed to be at, like kicking and running, and their form is supposed to be better. Like we're kind of behind on that schedule because we started late. I think the lack of preseason really hurt teams because like we're still trying to figure ourselves. We're kind of doing it as we go, like figuring out ourselves tactically. Like what is the best position? What is the 4-2-3-1, 4-3-3? Where can I get the best out of my team and the players? You know what I mean? Those type of stuff you kind of iron out in preseason. You see those holes. Like last year preseason, you could see our defense needed work, but unfortunately we had a transfer ban. You know what I mean? We're conceding so much goals last year. So stuff like that has really affected. So we're kind of figuring out as we go. And that's why I feel like this title race, it would be whoever is the most consistent for the longest is going to win it, which I feel like Liverpool, because they just know how to win it. They won it already. So they know what it's going to take to win it. You know what I mean? And I feel like they're going to be the most consistent team.
Yeah. I agree. Totally agree with you.
Yeah. Yes. So tomorrow is Aston Villa. What's your predictions for tomorrow then? So before we wrap this up, what do you think the scores are going to be?
I'm so
I'll
scared.
go for. I'm honestly really confident for some reason. So I'd go for 4-1 Chelsea.
Wow. Confident. Yeah.
Confident.
Yes,
Wait,
I
who was the
am.
one that got it right? Shedden or?
Yeah, it was said. Said is really good with predictions.
No, don't.
Don't you think so?
That was just a complete fluke. Yeah.
I'm going 2-0 Chelsea.
All right. Okay. Said
for
the
me,
octopus.
2-1. 2-1
Oh,
Chelsea.
okay.
Yeah, it's going to be tight, but I think we can do it.
I feel like
Okay, then.
thank God Mings is not playing.
Yeah, Mings, no Super Ross Barkley, who's going to be.
Martinez is a big guy for them though. Like he's
Yeah.
gonna have to really put a shot.
Ollie Watkins worries me a bit for them. I think he's
Yeah, he does. Very good
he's
player.
got pace. That's why, I'm a bit worried about that. And then on the break, they're dangerous on the break. Aston Villa, they did it to Liverpool. They absolutely slaughtered them. So they can do it to anyone.
Yeah,
I think we can do that. Habib, what's your prediction? What do you think the score's going to be? Just
Non-biased opinion.
yeah,
I feel like it's gonna be like a draw, a 2-2 draw.
2-2 draw. Okay, thank you. I just want to.
Yeah.
I just feel like it's probably not gonna be a win. I don't know. I feel that way, but I think it's just probably gonna be a draw or just a slight win at the end of the day for Chelsea. Just like he went. Yeah.
So wrapping up, last question for today.
Yeah,
Habib, do you think Arsenal is going to win Europa League?
That's like a really tough thing because right now the Europa League is quite tough with a lot of clubs drop down from the Champions League. So like it's actually getting tougher. And if you don't fix up, we got no chance, fam. We got no chance in fit. We got no chance in even sniffing the trophy.
you never know what could happen.
Yeah, you never know.
Nah, don't do that.
Never
Don't do that.
We got our games in the group stage, but come on. We're now going into like the deeper versions of the.
Yeah, you've got a tough taste. Benfica, isn't it? Next, they're a good side.
Benfica. So yeah, it's not going to be easy. So
Yeah,
yeah,
you never know. It could happen.
Nah.
Possibility is there. The
Yeah.
possibility is always there, but
Yeah,
just
as
like
long as you're in competition, it could happen.
it's like
Yeah.
the possibility of beating Atletico Madrid as well. The possibility is always there, but can it happen? Question. Can it
Yeah.
happen? Is a question.
Yeah,
Yeah.
players turn
I don't
up.
think
and do
that. I don't think Xavier believes us though.
that.
What?
About
You what?
Arsenal winning the Europa League, I don't think he believes us.
Nah, I don't think they're gonna win it. Nah, because if you look like the bottom, the teams that dropped from the Champions League, like they're in third place, are now in that competition. I don't know if fortune's just based off right now. It can all change. Like I have to see Arsenal more. Like say if they start like getting it together, then I'll be like, okay, they get their players back. You know, they start looking. And January's coming up, so they
Yeah,
buy
January's
somebody.
for
They
everyone.
buy a player or two that they need that's not cup tied. It can change, but based off of right now, it's just like
Yeah.
because that's why I feel like Habib is the most sensible like Arsenal fan I've met because he real like Chelsea's that type of team that will give you charity points. You know what I mean? When you're playing bad, they will give you that point. They will give you those points. But it's teams that like you're gonna play Brighton. Brighton is not gonna give you that space that week because Chelsea's gonna try to attack. You know what I mean? So space is gonna open up. Brighton is gonna be stubborn and like nick a 1-0 header, Lewis dunk in the
Yeah.
last minute or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Nothing. So sad. Stuff like
that's-
that.
Okay. All right, guys. Thanks for coming on. We're going to be doing a review tomorrow for the Aston Villa game. You're all welcome to come on for that. And yeah, I'll see you tomorrow, guys. Everyone who's watched, thanks for watching. If you want to chat, actually, there, tell how everyone where everyone can find you, where they can follow you, so they can get you some more followers on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, whatever you want to do, Instagram. Yeah, if you want to plug them now, go ahead, guys.
All right, you guys can find me at XP capital C ARTY XP Cardi XP capital C ARTY
Awesome.
on Twitter.
Your mine is basically written EL_Munir_Junior, just like that, just the underscore between the L and the Munir, and then Munir and the Junior.
Cool.
Mine is quite long, guys. ANIMASHAUNHABEB 5.
Can you pronounce that for us?
Animation Habib 5.
Cool.
Habib.
Come again?
Animation Habib 5. It's basically ANI MASHAUNHABE 5. Animation Habib 5.
Okay, man. Make
Yeah,
sure
I'm
to
gonna put
follow
my
you after
handle
this.
next time.
Yeah, we will do. Yeah, thanks, guys, for coming on, and I will see you again next time.
Up the Chels.
Yeah, come on, you Blues.
Cheers.
Hopefully we win tomorrow, and we can have a positive review tomorrow.
I hope so too. I really
I
hope
hope
so.
Arsenal season gets better because don't want to see Arsenal.
I don't.
To be honest with you, I don't want to see Arsenal getting relegated. My late nan used to support Arsenal, so I have a little bit of a soft spot for them. So
The truth is, no matter how bad we are, we will not get relegated. That one I know.
you're not
No, because the teams below are like Sheffield definitely
trash.
get unrelegated.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the
There are
teams
worse teams
like
than Arsenal in the league.
below you.
Sheffield
You guys
United,
don't gotta worry
West
about that.
Brom. No, you'll be up the table soon. Thanks for coming on, though, Habib. Thank you all of you for coming on, and I hope to see you all again soon.
Thanks for having us.
watching,
Good
guys.
night.
Good night.
Night. Peace.